Yep.
Mint green with TS on it.
Yep.
What's in it?
This is my brand new album, The Life of a Showgirl.
TS12!
Yeah.
Inside the New Heights podcast studio, the air was charged with a different kind of energy. Usually, the room hummed with the familiar banter between Jason and Travis Kelce, two brothers whose on-air chemistry made their show a weekly highlight for football fans and beyond. But today, the mood was softer, more intimate. There were extra cameras, the lighting was warmer, and in the center chair sat Taylor Swift, making her first official appearance as a guest. Taylor's arrival had been teased for days. Fans scoured social media for clues, piecing together every snippet of information, but nothing could have prepared them for the gravity of the moment. The star, known for her glittering stage presence and chart-topping hits, brought with her a vulnerability that few outside her inner circle had ever witnessed. She wore a simple black dress, her hair pulled back, eschewing her typical red lip for a softer look. As the crew scurried to make final adjustments, Travis reached over and squeezed her knee. The gesture was subtle, but it grounded her. Jason, usually the first to crack a joke, opened the show with a somber tone. The usual laughter was replaced by a quiet respect. Welcome to New Heights. Today, we have a very special guest, Taylor Swift. The applause was gentle, almost reverent. Taylor's smile was warm, but there was a seriousness in her eyes. She looked first at Travis, then at Jason, and finally directly into the camera. Before we talk about anything else, she began, her voice steady but soft, I want to send my deepest condolences to the Kelce family, especially to Ed, Travis, Jason, and everyone who loved Mean and McGuire. The words hung in the air, echoing against the soundproof studio walls. For a moment, there was only the sound of breathing, an invisible weight pressing down on the room. Taylor's mind flashed back to the funeral. The sky had been a dull gray, rain drumming softly on the car roof as she arrived at the church. Inside, the atmosphere was heavy with grief. Ed Kelce sat in the front row, face drawn and hands tightly clasped. Travis was a silent figure in the corner, trying to remain composed, while Jason stood beside his wife, Kylie, his expression unreadable. Taylor remembered placing a bouquet of white lilies next to Mean's portrait. The image of her smile lingered, etched into Taylor's memory. She recalled taking Ed's hand, her own trembling. I'm so sorry, Uncle Ed, she whispered, her voice barely audible. Back in the studio, Taylor's voice was thick with emotion. I know this loss is beyond words, but I also know that the love, memories, and moments everyone shared with her will live on forever. Jason nodded, swallowing hard. Travis, usually so open, simply squeezed Taylor's hand, his gratitude visible in his eyes. Taylor shared a memory of meeting Mean at a family gathering. She asked if I wanted another piece of cake, even though I'd just eaten. I think that was her way of caring, always wanting people to be taken care of, to be loved. She smiled at the recollection, her eyes bright with unshed tears. I regret not having more time to talk to her, but I will always remember the warmth she brought. The podcast's live chat exploded with heart emojis and messages of support. Swifties and New Heights fans alike felt a collective shiver, a superstar, stripped of all pretense, speaking directly from the heart. Jason, who often filled silences with humor, let this one linger. Travis bowed his head, allowing the moment to breathe. When the microphone switched off and the camera stopped rolling, the three sat in the dimmed studio, washed in golden light. Travis whispered, "Thank you," and Taylor rested her head against his chest, listening to the steady beat of his heart. Jason placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder. You said something we couldn't, he said. Taylor nodded, her eyes glistening. Outside, the night was still. Inside, the warmth and love were palpable, a reminder that even in the darkest moments, the bonds of family, love, and friendship endure. The announcement of Taylor's guest spot had already sent shockwaves through social media. The teaser clip, which showed Taylor complimenting Travis's electric blue hoodie, had the internet buzzing. Such a nice color on you, she said, flashing him a shy smile. It's the color of your eyes, sweetie. That's why we match so well, Travis replied, his affection unmistakable. Fans dissected every second. Was Taylor about to announce a new album? Swifties pointed to her team's cryptic Instagram post, A carousel of photos showing Taylor in orange outfits, captioned, "Thinking about when she said, 'See you next era.'" Theories abounded. Was this podcast appearance part of a larger rollout? Would she use this emotional moment to signal a new creative chapter? But for those watching the New Heights episode, it was clear that Taylor's presence was about something more profound than a marketing campaign. Her message was one of empathy, connection, and the power of showing up for the people you love. Taylor Swift is no stranger to the spotlight. She has filled stadiums and top charts, her every move dissected by fans and critics alike. Yet, this appearance was different. There was no choreography, no dazzling costumes, no pyrotechnics. Just Taylor, Travis, and Jason, three people navigating the complexities of grief and hope. For fans used to seeing Taylor as the larger-than-life performer, this rawness was both surprising and deeply moving. She wasn't there as a pop star, but as a friend, a partner, and a fellow traveler in loss. The Kelce brothers, known for their humor and competitive edge, showed a different side as well. Jason's voice, usually booming, was soft and careful. Travis, whose public persona often leans into swagger and bravado, was gentle and attentive. Together, the three created a space where vulnerability was not just allowed, but honored. In a world where celebrity often feels distant and untouchable, this was a reminder that everyone faces heartbreak, and that healing is a communal act. As the episode ended, social media exploded. Hashtags trended worldwide. Clips of Taylor's tribute to Mean and Maguire racked up millions of views within hours. Fans posted messages of support, not just for Taylor, but for the entire Kelce family. For some, the episode was a source of comfort, a reminder that even idols grieve. For others, it was a prompt to reach out to their own families, to reconnect, to cherish the moments they still had. The media picked up on Taylor's words, quoting her lines about love, memory, and the endurance of the human spirit. Opinion pieces praised her vulnerability. The New Heights podcast, already popular, found a new and even broader audience. But perhaps the most meaningful impact was the one felt privately among the Kelce family and their closest friends. Taylor's words had given shape to their grief, offering a path forward, not in forgetting, but in remembering together. Though much of the episode was devoted to remembrance, there were lighter moments. The flirty exchange between Taylor and Travis in the teaser clip delighted fans. Their relationship, usually kept out of the public eye, was suddenly front and center, a beacon of hope and joy amid sorrow. The duo's chemistry was undeniable. When Travis posted a photo from their off-season adventures, it garnered over 1 million likes in an hour. Fans obsessed over every detail, matching hats, inside jokes, the warmth between them. In a world hungry for authenticity, their love story felt real, relatable, and uplifting. Speculation about Taylor's next move is always intense, but after her New Heights appearance, the conversation shifted. Fans weren't just asking when the next album would drop, they were talking about what it means to show up for your loved ones, to be present in the hardest moments, to use your platform for something deeper. Taylor's presence on the podcast was a masterclass in empathy and authenticity. She reminded everyone that, no matter how famous or accomplished, every person carries their own burdens. And sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do is simply show up, speak from the heart, and hold space for the people you love. As the studio lights faded and the world returned to its usual noise, one message lingered: love endures. In memory, in laughter, in shared silence, and in the stories we dare to tell, even when they hurt. Taylor Swift's appearance on New Heights was more than a celebrity cameo. It was a reminder to cherish the moments, love deeply, and never be afraid to speak the truth, no matter how heavy it feels. And in that, she gave not just the Kelce family, but all of her listeners, a gift they won't soon forget.